Let me ask you a question. Is it a requirement for Jim Caviezel to be in a faith-based movie that he has to get the crap kicked out of him for God? Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to an all-new Talkin Movies. As always, I am your host, the real Gino Reynolds, and today we're going to be talking about, I got to get the big air quotes up here, faith-based movie called Infidel starring Jim Caviezel. First things first, I wanted to see this movie. It came to our theater, which was a surprise to me. I wanted to see it because Dinesh D'Souza involved. Yes, that Dinesh D'Souza that Brad Jones talks about all the time. The one behind Hillary's America and Obama's America, Death of a Nation. So I wanted to see this because I was thinking it was gonna be just an insane crap show of a movie, but no, it's only produced by D'Souza, so it's just a movie. It's not a great movie. It's maybe a passable movie, but it's just a movie. What this movie is about is Jim Caviezel plays Doug. Doug Rollins, I think his name was. And he runs this blog where he talks about his faith. And we begin the movie where he's friends with a guy that he is suspected of being a terrorist. And of course, Jim Caviezel's character stands up for him. He's not a terrorist. They're really close with the family. Jim Caviezel's wife is really connected to the daughter of this family, where that actually comes into the story, like into the overall plot, why she's so close with this daughter. Anyway, but it turns out the guy ends up being a terrorist, and we find out that the daughter is missing, and the guy is gone. After that, he's disappeared. The daughter's missing, and the guy and his wife have disappeared. Anyway, a little bit later, Caviezel's character gets invited to Cairo to be on a TV show and to speak in this forum about finding the similarities between Muslims and Christians. But on this national TV show, the Muslim host says, yes, we both appreciate Jesus and things like that. We see him as a great prophet. And of course, Caviezel's like, no, Jesus is God, right? Well, anyway, he gets approached by some strange men in his hotel, but he gets to his room. But later, they come and kidnap him, take him prisoner, and they accuse him of being a spy. And his wife ends up where the government won't help. She ends up trying to go basically plead for his life. And then the movie turns into a prison escape. But anyway, look, I'm probably going to spoil this movie, but I'm just going to talk about it. I don't really recommend it, first of all. It's fine. You know, the movie is kind of a mess when it comes to its plot and its plot points and the story it's trying to tell. First, again, D'Souza's behind it, but he's really got no influence in it. So if you're looking for a crazy movie like some of the stuff he's made, you're not going to get it here. But what you have here is, and this is what really bothered me about this movie, is you have a faith-based movie that kind of just forgets about its faith-based plot. Let me explain. You have Caviezel's character professing his faith and everything, and he gets kidnapped, and he's told they want him to basically to denounce God and say that the Muslim religion's the only true religion and all that stuff. And he, of course, refuses. And, of course, his wife had given him a way to secretly contact him. There's all sorts of little things where you can see where the pieces are going to fall. It's like she gives them a way to contact him secretly. Gee, I wonder if that's going to come into play. You know, that kind of stuff. It's pretty obvious. You know that the guy that's his friend that ends up being a terrorist is going to be a plot point later. You can kind of figure out the whole story with Caviezel's wife and being close with the daughter. You can kind of see, you know, you have a feeling that they either couldn't have a child or they lost a child. I mean, you kind of see it coming a mile away, being that they're close with this daughter and she disappears. So that comes into play. But see, the thing about the faith is, it starts off with talking about faith, where him trying to keep his faith and not denounce his God, his wife finding her faith again because she's lost her faith for reasons, but that plot gets totally forgotten about. They kind of they don't even say it or insinuate it, but I think you're just supposed to think, well, in the end, God helped them, and now they're happy with God at the end, because the movie just kind of ends. So the movie just kind of forgets a lot of the times that it's supposed to be a faith-based movie. That's supposed to be like the driving force is their faith in God. And while some of it, I think it chalks up what happens to, hey, if it wasn't for God, this, and this wouldn't have all come together and happened. Well, it kind of might've, you know. I mean, yes, him being a blogger influencing some of the people that end up helping them, okay, that plays into it. But the whole thing about her losing her faith, and it's supposed to be part of the story should have been about her getting her faith back, but they just kind of forget it. So the movie just in ways forgets what it's supposed to be. As just a movie itself, it's fine. I was really just kind of sitting there. I was the only one in the theater. I wasn't really surprised by that. You just got this movie with Jim Caviezel in prison, getting the crap kicked out of him half the time. Again, what is it about Caviezel having to be in faith-based movies where he gets the crap kicked out of him for his faith? So you have that. They try to throw a little bit of thing of forgiveness in there at the end, where he forgives his captor, even though it could have led to them dying. He took the time to pray for him, even though here comes guys with AKs. You know, it's really just hard to. This movie really, it didn't know what it wanted to be. It kind of was all over the place. It says it's inspired by a true story, but doing research, it come to find out that it's just an amalgamation of like a ton of different stories. So, you know, very loosely based on a true story. The character of Doug is apparently not real. But honestly, even for its intended audience, I don't think it was that good, because it just forgets that it's a faith-based movie. If it would have kept, like at the end, I'm going to talk about the ending here. There is Muslim, or there's a Muslim group again that they have connections to people that can help get Doug out of prison, like a prison break, because the trial is just unfair, and of course it's biased. You know he's guilty even though you know he's not, right? He's not a spy. It would have been a fun twist at the end if all of a sudden he was a spy, but anyway, that would have required this movie to be good. But this group, they are connected to the people that are going to help get him out, but they're trying to get like 2 other people of their group out of this same prison. But of course, they have people inside of the prison that's helping them, like guards. And of course, Doug has met these people and connected with them just on like their faith and everything. It seemed it's supposed to be like the faith connects them, but it's all just way too coincidental. And the movie then just turns into a prison break movie. It's about them escaping prison. And then once they escape, they get away on a helicopter and everything. And then I thought there'd be a discussion about, you know, how she found her faith through this, the wife and everything. And I thought there might be some stuff. They might talk about the missing daughter. I mean, they do resolve what happened. I mean, but we already know what happened because we see what happens at the beginning of the movie or near the beginning of the movie. But the movie just shows them at dinner and they're laughing and then it cuts to black. I mean, come on, what is that? It's just kind of, oh, we don't know how to end it, let's just end it. Cut to black. So yeah, even as a faith-based movie to its intended audience, I can't recommend this one. There's way better movies about false imprisonment and prison escape, and there's way better faith-based movies about persecution for your faith that are way better than this. If it's free, sure. Like if it ends up on Netflix or even, I don't know, it's got a lot of vulgarity and it's kind of violent. I don't know if it's going to end up on like a Pure Flix or not, but it's an okay movie. I would never watch it again. I'm glad that it was on my A-list and I didn't really pay for it. So yeah, it was fine. But do I recommend it? Not a chance. Unless it's free and you're really hard up for a kind of faith-based movie, then I can't really recommend this one. That's going to be all for this edition of Talkin Movies. If you like what you've heard here, please subscribe to the Real Gino YouTube channel. Like this video. If you have anything to say about the movie Infidel, please feel free to leave a comment in the section below. Till next time, I'm your host, the Real Gino, Gino Reynolds. See you later.